Try to homie, stay with the katana. Talking about the smoke.
More sleeper wagon stuff. This is kind of honestly a little bit of a letdown follow-up to the twin turbo LS video.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is not going to make that much power.
Well, I mean, that one didn't make much power either.
That's true. This actually, if we had it all situated, might be making more power than that car right now.
Yeah.
So take that, LS lovers. You're slower than my car if you misfire and aren't tuned yet.
Yeah.
Boom. Anyway, today we're manual swapping. Well, we're doing all the manual swap stuff and we're pulling the dash out. I don't think we're gonna get the engine in today.
We'll see how everything goes.
Yeah. We do have pizza to eat, obviously. So we have a hard cut at like 3. If we gotta be leaving here by like what? Well,
3:30.
All right. So maybe we'll cut. We'll hard cut at 2:30 so we can go get pizza.
Yep.
You have to. Anyway. So if you have a Volvo 740 and you're looking to manual swap it, good news, I'm going to show you how to do it today. This is pretty generally the same way you can manual swap any car as well, assuming you can get, the parts for the manual swap. So GS300s, IS300s, all that stuff, it's very similar. You just have to have the parts to do it. So yeah, let's go over what those parts are real quick, especially if you're in the Volvo world. So let me bring you over here. All right, so what you're going to need, obviously, is a clutch pedal. The assembly on the Volvos comes with it's attached to the brake pedal, which is really nice because like most automatic cars, if you don't have the clutch pedal there, the brake pedal is super wide. So a lot of manual swaps, when it's just a clutch pedal assembly, you have to cut the brake pedal or get one from a manual car so that it fits properly. But luckily, like I said, the brake pedal comes with it on a Volvo. We have a clutch switch. Ross, did you ever have to put the clutch in on any of your Volvos to start it? Why is that there? Well, I know why it's there. It's for 2-step, because that's what it's gonna be. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what it's for. Wait, hold this. Let's see what it does. Yeah,
and there's a vacuum switch. I don't understand.
There's one for the brake pedal as well. I don't know what that's about, but I assume there's probably one on the Wagon as well, so I'll put it all back. But yeah, I don't know what the clutch switch does, but I do know what it's gonna do. It's gonna be for my 2-step. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously, more important, one might argue, than the pedal assembly is you need the clutch slave cylinder. We took the brake master cylinder as well because we weren't sure if the reservoir in the Wagon was going to have this. I guess we could have just walked outside and looked at it.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of effort. So that you can run the line because it shares the brake fluid. But it does indeed have that. So we probably won't even bother taking the brake master cylinder out of the Wagon. We'll just cut that little thing off and throw this over it. And then slave cylinder. I have a new slave cylinder. I wonder if that's in the car because it would be way easier to put it on. No, actually I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with this one and forget that I'm not supposed to push the clutch pedal and then blow the slave cylinder up.
Yeah. This one is blown. I just put the thing back in.
Yeah. I pressed it and then it was because I was showing somebody that it was the 6-speed while I was drunk. Sitting, obviously the car doesn't run, don't drive drunk, but I was like, look, it's a 6-speed, and I put my foot on the clutch pedal and I lifted the hood and I was like, what's leaking? And I was like, oh, I think I know. Is that charger not doing anything? Is there no light on this one? No, there's definitely a light. Oh, I unplugged it. There we go. And then obviously, probably most importantly, you're going to need a manual transmission, huh? Yep. This is a CDO9, CDO-A, I guess, out of 370Z. The beautiful part about this swap is you use the Volvo bell housing, so we still use Volvo clutch fork and slave cylinder, which makes that whole sheboygan pretty easy because a lot of CD swaps you have to use the internal the throwout bearing that's hydraulic inside the bell housing. You remember when Chappie had that in the 260Z and he had to take the JZ out of that thing like 6 times because he kept blowing them up because he had a dual clutch slave cylinder or whatever for a single clutch setup or something like that. So he just kept blowing them up, had to pull the whole engine and transmission out to replace it. So yeah, that's beautiful that we don't have to do that quite a fan, actually.
Yes.
I do have to get some pictures and video for Josh from Yoshi Fab so he can tell me if I need to pull that transmission off and shim the clutch fork, because it does have the Yoshi Fab extended throwout bearing in there, but some people are still having to shim them so that you can actually use the clutch.
Right.
Which I would love to do.
It would make it possible for the rear tires to work.
Rotate, right? Yeah, and that's what I've heard. I wasn't sure if that was true, so I'm glad you heard that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so just a heads up, you do not have to pull the whole dash out of the car to do this, but if you watch the last video, you'll know that this car has a blown up heater core. So we are taking the whole dash out, which is something we've never done before. So
No.
I guess we better get to it. Figure out what the hell we're supposed to do.
All right.
Sick. Let's
Cool.
do it.
All right.
Do you have any song requests?
I don't know. I keep hearing that one request in the comment section. Rio?
Rio by Orangutan?
I think that one.
That's the
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay, well, here you go, guys. By popular request, here's Rio by Orangutan. Working on the interior, gotta suit up. Don't want to get dirty. My Dockers, dude. Can't be staining them up. Oh, hey, now that you're in here, I gotta retry to put in the clip of you rolling the Volvo, because for some reason the two actual clips of you rolling that car got cut out. So it's just like black. There's a screen that says Charles driving our Volvo, and then it's black again. But you were trying to talk shit about Volvos, like pretending that you don't love them because you do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It stinks, dude.
Oh! Look at that sturdiness!
Someone out there, I'll pack my bags to Rio. She's a dancer, but I'm a drummer. I'm lost in this world, but I found myself in Rio. On a blanket across the ocean. Ooh. Love is a game, I know I've been afraid. Call me crazy, but don't call me lazy. Keep me alive, don't feed me to these wolves. Oh my Lord, I feel you now. See me at the back door yelling. Caught you at the scene of crime.
Alright guys, the dash is out. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this to manual swap your car, but we have to change the heater core and swap it to the black dash anyway, so this actually gives us a really golden opportunity to show you how to manual swap a 740. So if you look right there, see if I can light that up better. I sure can. Hold on. Right there. I'm gonna try and give you guys as much info as possible, because how many times have we looked into 740 manual swaps and people are like, hey, just get the parts and it bolts in.
Yeah.
But I know it's a really intimidating thing to do without like having any sort of insight on what you need to look for. So dash out makes this super, super easy for us. So that right there, those two bolts in those two holes, those two bolts in that hole, that is where the clutch slave cylinder goes. So you take those two bolts out, there's a plate that goes through, and I'll show you how to put the clutch slave in there. And then there's a lot of bolts that hold the pedal assembly in. You're gonna want to unplug your EZK, which is the ignition ECU. But they're all on the back firewall there. And then there's two up here, and there's a couple more in there somewhere that I'll get back to you on. But first we're gonna take the shifter out because this ain't gonna be an automatic anymore. Frankly, I'm tired of looking at it.
Yep.
So this is all stuff that's not going to be used anymore. We don't have overdrive, we don't have kickdown. We just got good old-fashioned 6-speed manual transmission. All right, let me walk you through this. There's 4 bolts back here, clutch master cylinder, and then up here, right here, this is where the extra, what is hanging here? There we go. No, stop it. Oh, that's 4, but it's not gonna be 4 it anymore. This bolt right here is where the extra arm sticks out for the assembly with the clutch pedal on it. Not only do they give you the hole that's threaded, they give you a bolt. It's really generous of them. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna pull these out and Ross is gonna film from the top for you guys. All right, I'm kind of spoiled with power tools, but if you have a wobbly extension, you're going to like this process a lot more. If your light doesn't hit you in the face, you'll probably have way more fun than me. Wait, is it 13s?
I've got the 13 over here.
I think it is.
All right. Well, on the other car it was a 12.
I don't think it was. I think it was 13. Are those also 13s on this car?
That would make it a lot easier. Oh God!
I can see it. Oh,
There are 13s.
those are 12s. Why Volvo?
I gave you a 12.
I know it's up here.
Okay.
That must be why I remember there being. I remembered it being 2 different sizes. So the top ones are 12s, and these ones are actual bolts. Let's see if I can finesse with the wobbly boy. See if I can get you that zoom. There it is. It's actually, there it goes. It's not quite a cotter pin. It's just like this flat piece of chungus. It's not focusing. You just have to, there's a pin that runs through the brake pedal arm. You gotta take that out. All right, cotter pin's loose. Take this bad boy out.
I think it just fell into the bracket.
Yeah, it's right here. I have another one, so it doesn't really matter. But I made sure to save everything when I pulled the manual stuff out.
Yeah.
Okay, now easy as 1, 2, 3.
God, this
When the dash is out.
Skitty.
With the manual stuff, it was funny because I was like, all right, Jake, film this. It's a monumental moment, but it was stuck on the dash and the steering column, so it took me like 10 minutes to get it out. You see it all right? All right, so we're going to pull these 2 bolts out, and Ross is going to go to the other side and show you what it looks like to take it out from the engine bay, because I'm sure you know how bolts come out. Or nuts, I guess.
Then just push it if you can. Because it's just studs. Ooh, hammer time? Yeah.
Got my ball and peen.
Oh, you got a peen?
Peen hammer.
Peen hammer. Hey, there it is. So then that's it. And then now you have your holes and everything to put your... Do we need what?
This. It just was like attached to the firewall.
Probably not, but if we need it, we can always put it in.
Alright.
I doubt it. The other car didn't have one, right?
I don't know. All right, so like I said, that extra bolt up there, that's where the extension of the bracket for the clutch pedal goes. Your slave cylinder goes through the actual bracket. So we're gonna put everything in first, and then the, or not slave cylinder, master cylinder. The clutch master cylinder will go in last. But yeah, I'm gonna go up and in and put this in. Oh, okay, there, yeah, all right. The harness for the brakes, right there. I hope it doesn't matter which side goes to what. I should have looked at that before.
I guess when your brake lights are either on all the time and when you hit the brake it turns off.
Yeah, we'll know quick.
We'll know pretty quick.
I guess we could just power it and look.
Yeah, we just don't have a battery that has juice.
Charles might.
You're just hanging up on the...
Yeah, I see. Oh boy, this is inconvenient. Good thing the dash is out. All right, there is the master cylinder for the clutch. That's our next step. We got the brake and everything all hooked up. So I assume it went under.
Because it's got a bolt to this one.
Mm-hmm. Ross took this out but doesn't remember how it came out.
Nope.
A classic scenario.
I guess it just goes, it has to go under because
yeah,
that's how it'll go. And then I think this whole sheboygan went up underneath this.
Mm-hmm.
And in, so.
All right, so there you go. That's through. I'm gonna put the bolts on it, and then we've got another cotter pin that goes right here to attach the clutch pedal, and then that's it. Tightening everything down.
I need big chungus.
Yeah.
You have extendo.
Ross is manhandling it instead. Nice. Nice handling, man.
Big boy can't fit. This one barely fits because there's a brake line in the way. And something like that.
Come over here so you can see what you're doing. See, yeah, manual stuff. Big old bolt. There you go. Slave cylinder. Oh.
And yeah, now you have safe cylinder.
Should we hit that with the big chungus with the wobbly socket just to make sure it's tight?
Well, I can just use the breaker bar.
Here, hold on. We've done this a lot of times with brake fluid where we didn't put anything underneath it. Let's put a paper towel over it or something.
Or we can get a cup. Or we're just gonna put it right back in.
Well, I know, but I don't. How are you gonna keep it in a cup?
Well, we only need it in there for a little bit.
Alright. I think it's gonna gush harder than you're thinking. What?
So just stick it like underneath. Maybe. Yeah, something like that. I don't think it's gonna gush that much. Oh! That was a lot faster than I thought.
Man, all you had to do was move the cup closer before you grab the hose. But instead, it spills everywhere. Damn it. My nice SE paint's gonna get eaten. That's nice. The piece with it there. Alright, that's all it takes. It's a manual car now.
Yeah.
Now you just need, a transmission and engine in there. We'll get there. But I think for now what we're gonna do is worry about trying to get as much of the wiring out of here as we can that we're not gonna need. So I say we start cutting zip ties. We'll pull the engine harness back because obviously the MAF is part of that. And we'll just get as much out of the engine bay as we possibly can. And then I guess I kind of wanted to pull stuff from behind the dash, but there's really not a point because no one's ever going to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would just be a point of, if it's in the way when we start putting stuff back together.
Well, we'll just like the ECU and EZK harnesses, we'll just put them up and tape them to the rest of the harness. We could cut the plugs off if we wanted, but if for some reason someone 20 years down the road ends up with this car and they want it to be LH 2.4 again, if we leave everything away.
Why?
I don't know. People are stupid, Ross. Someone's gonna be like, oh, it's an SE. It has to be perfectly restored to factory spec. Fuck that. Someone's gonna automatic swap it.
Oh, God.
All right. So, yeah. Let's play with some wiring. But yeah, there you go. If you've ever wanted to know how to set your car for manual swap, obviously transmission you still have to do, but that is all the stuff you need to do to accommodate putting the manual transmission in the car. Obviously you need a different cross member as well from a manual car, but Fab HD mounts are in. I guess lift it and put the take a drive shaft off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. We got the stiffer mounts in, dashes out, pedals are done. This is a manual car now. So join us next time when we put the engine and transmission in the car. We got to measure it up for a drive shaft, and then that's pretty much it.
And then
I got to order a heater core.
yeah, and then reassembling really.
All the turbo stuff. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat at BigB1011. Subscribe if you want to see more about the Wagon and all of our other projects. Go follow Ross on Instagram at We Got Ross. If you want to see a picture of your car featured at the end of one of my videos, send a picture to me at chrisforeverhelp@gmail.com. We're going to go eat pizza. We'll see you next time.
Wee-oh, wee-oh, wee.